Alright, third cop watching commentary video coming at you. Today, by the way, is, the 9th? Sunday? No, it's the 8th of September, 2019. Alright, this one's a short one. It's only 3 minutes long. Just to give you some backdrop, so this guy's at nighttime walking up on a, traffic stop or cops on the side of the road, okay? Another example of what not to do. That's all the setup you need. Here we go. This one's pretty crazy. Sorry for the poor video quality. Happens a lot during live streams. Also, I'll put a link to the original video in the description, as always. Okay, so he's walking up along the sidewalk to cops. Yeah, they've pulled over a car. And there's 3 cops standing right there. And you know my rule. If you know any of my videos about talking about cop watching, do not get closer than 10 feet. 15 is better. Alright? And the reason why is because they can and will, as you'll see in this video, make very quick movements toward you. And if you're 3 feet away, that doesn't give you time to react. If you're 10 to 15 feet away, you can start backpedaling, asking them why they're approaching any closer after you already set up the boundary. That, hey, we don't need to get close to each other. This is for the purposes of civilian safety. I can hear you. You can hear me. This is good enough. Way too close. Look, if somebody's walking up on me with a camera and they just stand there at night as a cop, I'm gonna be like, I gotta keep one eyeball on this guy just in case he doesn't, one of these people that does anything crazy. You know, it raises suspicion. He hasn't even said anything yet. Do not get this close. I prefer to stop at like 30 feet away. Right? So they realize, okay, he wants to film. He's not a super high threat to me because of his proximity. If he tries to make a stupid move, I'm gonna have reaction time. If he pulls out a gun and shoots it at me, he's probably gonna miss. Or there's a lot more likely that he could miss than if he's 5 feet away. And then, once I get used to my presence at 30 feet, then I'll start to circle in or wander this way, wander that way if I want to get closer to pick up the audio. That's the only reason why you need to get close, is because you want to pick up the audio of what they're saying. Alright, with all these amazing cameras we have these days, these 4K cameras and stuff, you can zoom in from a long ways away and still have high quality video. So only get close for audio. Do not just walk up on these people. Like, these are dangerous, brainwashed, blue-pilled, non-player characters in life. Okay, the more afraid they are, the more dangerous they become. All right, these are cowards who are used to getting their way through overwhelming force. You don't know what kind of problems these people have. There's some statistics that say 50% of police officers have been found guilty or are guilty of domestic violence. Okay, they hit their wives way at a much higher rate than the average public. They're dangerous. Keep that in mind.
So you're gonna have to back away and let us do our job? You're welcome to film.
Bro, I'm not stopping you from doing your job.
Okay, now while that may be true, what he failed to realize, I believe that because he failed to verbalize it, is that what they really want is the freedom to be able to talk amongst each other freely without worrying, is this being recorded? Because cops know the shit they say to each other in casual conversation, they don't want recorded. They want to be able to talk plainly and frankly with people they know. They don't want to worry about that. So it would have been helpful for this guy to bring that up. Do you want me to back away out of audio range so I can't hear what you're saying? Is that what's really going on? Because I'm no threat to you, clearly. I'm unarmed. I mean no ill intentions whatsoever. I'm just standing on a public sidewalk filming. And if you can even articulate something just like that, it will help to put their mind at ease that, oh, okay, my radar is not picking up psycho from this guy's direction. Alright? To just say, oh, no, you can go about your job, I'm not interfering. Well, that may be perfectly true. You're picking an unnecessary jury fight. It doesn't mean, just because a cop says, hey man, can you back up, or back up, doesn't mean you're a coward because you back up 5 feet. If you really want to be difficult about it, just take a step back. I did take a step back. Back up again. You know? Like, well, you gotta go back behind that pole. Go back behind that pole. Like, look, dude, I'm trying to go home, and home is that way. Point forward to you. So I need to pass by this scene to get home. Is that fine with you? They're not gonna object to you saying you're going home and leaving the scene. So you get to get a lot closer to them, get your way, go forward, go past them. Meanwhile, you get to make contact with the occupants of this car. If the cops aren't talking to the occupants directly, you can't possibly be interfering. So they can't get you on that. At least most won't. There's never an always with these psychos, right? But you can get in with the people in the car and be like, hey man, I'm just filming you for your protection. I'm not doing this to embarrass you in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to track down any of your info. I'm not going to get your license plate if I can help it. You know, I just do this to try and help people around. You guys haven't said anything to the police, have you? Because you don't have to say anything whatsoever. You don't have to answer their questions at all. You can just give them the documentation, and that's enough. And I'll get all this on film, and they'll know I'll be filming it. So if they do anything squirrely, they know lawsuit's coming. But anything you tell them is going straight to the prosecutors in an effort to extort you for money. At a minimum, that's what they're attempting to do. It helps their career. It's what they're paid to do. So please, don't say anything, okay? Hey, I'm this. This is my name. How you doing? All that good stuff. That's what I would do in this situation here. Be especially careful at night, because cops are more fearful at night because they can't see. This is human nature. They can't see as well. All right? So you get your way, you get to blow right past them, and then, I decided to stop. I changed my mind. I was going to go home, but now I changed my mind. Is it a free country? Am I allowed to change my mind in this country and stop on a public sidewalk when I'm on my way home? Is that okay with you, copper, if they give you any shit about it? Right? That looks plenty good to a jury. Lots of cop watchers are out there. Juries in their deep-seated heart of statist hearts know that filming police should be allowed, because there's so many crazy police out there who do so many crazy things, get away with so much. All right? You're just being a friendly dude. You're walking home. Or you come across the stop. He says, hey, I need you to get out of here. I need you to go. Okay, fine. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go this way. Is that cool? I'm just going to keep on going. Yeah, cool. And you stop. You make contact with the occupants of the car. Always, always, always make contact with occupants of the car. If they go, fuck you, get out of here, dude, then there's nothing you can do. You got to bounce. Or you can just say, dude, I'm doing this for your protection. If you don't want me to, that's fine. You can deal with these cops with no camera. Good luck, buddy. And bounce. Right? That'll put him on notice real quick. Oh, he was just after the cops and not me. Some people think that you get embarrassed, like, oh, I'm going to be on YouTube. This asshole's going to put me on YouTube. I don't want to be on YouTube, so screw you, buddy. It's a knee-jerk reaction. Once you explain to them exactly what you're doing and how long you've been doing it and how effective you've been and why, then they really start to cheer out. And I guarantee you, if they aren't arrested, before they leave, they will thank you. They will thank you for protecting them and thank you for what you do for society as a whole by doing this activity, when obviously you're placing yourself at personal risk, sometimes great risk, with dangerous, legalized felons, okay? With guns. This is no joke. So that's how I would have handled it. Let's see how he handles it.
You gotta back out of our space.
Do your job. I'm not in your space. I'm on the public sidewalk.
Now, the advantage to backing up, okay, fine, whatever. Don't worry, I'm still not going to be able to eavesdrop in on your crooked conversation, and just back up 5 feet. See, right now he hasn't said, back up to that line right there. You don't want the cop to say, back up to that line way over there. Because once he says that, now he's on the hook. Especially with his coworkers present, there's going to be pressure on him. Once you give an order, you do not back away from it. There's no compromising. We are authority. You will obey us or else. Okay? If he doesn't give you the line to back up to, you can just back up 5 feet. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, back up 5 more feet. All you got to do is back up until then. Trust me, they're not going to be watching you the whole time. You can tippy-toe baby step your way forward and not have them notice. You can circle the perimeter, and as you circle the scene, you close in, you tighten up your circle, and you get closer that way. There's ways to get around this, okay? You don't want to set up a brick wall and just get all stubborn and pick a fight with somebody who's ultimately going to win. That's not what you do. You manipulate, all right? You don't butt heads with a ram. You know, you outmaneuver him strategically and with sound tactically. You manipulate him, right? Oh, yeah, you've got my complaints. No, you really don't, right?
Okay. Keep going. I'm good right here. I'm good right here.
So he took one step back. Good idea. And then said, oh, I'm good right here, I'm good right here. Like, repeating yourself doesn't help you.
Go back to the pole. What's your name? What's your badge number?
10565.
Okay, so now he said, go back to the pole. So now he gave him the line, and now the cop's coming forward, and now this is where you say, whoa. You don't need to come forward and pretend like you can intimidate me. You can't intimidate me at all. All right? You just have coercive threats of violence with that gun on your hip. There's no way you'd be doing any of this unless you had a uniform on and a government paycheck to bribe you into being this type of person. If you were just some other bro on the street, then guaranteed you would not be doing this to me. So maintain your distance. Keep 10 to 15 feet away from me, because you're a menace to society. You're armed and dangerous. I'm just a guy chilling out, standing on public property with a cell phone. Do you really have so much to fear from little old me? All right? And be obviously kind of funny about it. Just laugh it off, because funny wins.
Now, when I already asked you, back up and give us some space. Do you understand? I did back up.
Okay, now his partner's coming. Is this a bitch cop on the left? I think so. Notice she's not getting too close. She's letting the men do her work, like most all of them do. So now this guy's got back up, and now it's bro time. Oh, they're going to back each other up and try and out alpha the other cop. Oh, I can watch me. I can boss this guy. This guy's going to obey my authority. I'm the most intimidating, dominant alpha here. Watch this.
And you can't film, but you need to go
Even
back
closer.
in order to film.
No, I'm good right here, dude.
That's dangerously close. Do not let cops get this fucking close to you. Ever. It's dumb. The reaction time you have is 0. They can just move on you. Like, don't let them get this close.
No, you're not good right here.
Yeah, I am.
Because we're allowed to have our workspace.
I'm not in your workspace.
But you need to go back behind the
Unless
bush.
you want to get involved in this.
What do you mean by that? Seems to me, genius, that I'm already highly involved in this, because you guys are approaching me in a threatening manner for doing nothing but standing here with a cell phone. Yeah, I'll take a couple more steps back. Fine. Whatever. Stay 10 to 15 feet away from me. This guy is already setting himself up for a disaster. He doesn't know. He just thinks, oh, I got a camera, I can be a cop watcher. No, you can't. No, you cannot. Because he gets arrested here, and he's not going to have either jury power nor much compassion from fellow cop watchers, especially after his little explosion that comes up here, you'll see.
10 feet's more than plenty.
Okay, that was smart. One of the smartest things he's done so far. He's just backed up. But he did it in response to the cop saying, unless you want to get involved here, which was a threat, indirect threat, and he responded to the threat. No, 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 no. If a cop ever threatens you, you respond with nothing but mockery and laughter and insults. You let him know that threat doesn't get to me, homie. I'm just gonna come at you harder verbally if you dare to threaten me. Now you're giving me ammunition to use against you, all the while being very jury-friendly. They sense this comes up on their radar, and they don't like it, because they know they need to win if this ever gets to, like, oh, I don't know, a prosecuting attorney or their supervisor, let alone a judge or a courtroom or jury members.
Let's go back behind the pole.
I'm good right here, dude. Get your supervisor. I want to talk to your supervisor.
You may, but you need to go back.
You should stop moving toward me. There's no reason for you to stop moving toward me. Are you going to use force if I don't back up? Is that what's going to go in the lawsuit? I'm standing here in public, minding my own business. I backed up and complied twice. You're just trying to push me out of audible range, so I can't hear what you're saying in private. And now you're just being a bully about it. Is this really what's going to go down in the lawsuit? Are you going to use physical violence against me if I don't take another step back? Or are you just going to go back to the front of your car and do your goddamn job? Ha 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 ha. Right?
I need to talk to your supervisor right now.
On the pole first.
I need to talk to your supervisor, dude.
How many times he asked you to back up?
I need to talk to your supervisor. Who's your supervisor?
Not here today.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not here today. His supervisor's not here today.
Call him. Call him.
Okay, this is where it goes squirrely. Now, when I first watched this the first time, anytime a cop says, get your hands out of your pockets, oh, that's bad. That's danger time. You do not want to fuck around with a cop who's going to be able to justify his actions because, oh, I sensed a threat. I felt imminent danger. He had his hands in his pockets. That's threatening. He could have had a weapon in there. I didn't know about it. So I immediately moved to remove his hands from his pockets with force to protect myself and my partners. And he resisted. Therefore, I took him down to the ground and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, tortured him. If a cop says, get your hands out of your pockets, you get your hands out of your pockets. And you make fun of him for it. What? Do you think I'm a big, huge, bad, scary guy that's gonna go around with a cell phone live streaming cops and then hurt one with a weapon? Is that what you're seriously suggesting? Is that your version of logic? Is that what's going on here? Or are you really just trying to set me up for a threat so you can use your thuggery, your violence, to pin me down to the concrete and inflict pain compliance on me to get your rocks off? Which one is it? Yeah, my hands are outside my pockets. I'm not gonna hurt a cop. If I was going to, A, you wouldn't catch me, and B, I wouldn't film it, moron. Be laughing too. I mean, this guy shouldn't be out here by himself at night either, by the way. You gotta have at least one other person. 2 is better, the more the better. But not by yourself, especially if you don't know what the fuck you're doing and saying to protect yourself, right? The cop says, get your hands out of your pockets. Get your goddamn hands out of your pockets. He's interpreting you as a threat so he can make a move, okay? He did that knowingly there was no threat in the pockets, and he's only saying that so he can arrest you and put his hands on you and get away with it, okay? Because obviously he knows he's being filmed. So this guy doesn't. Watch what happens.
Call him. Call your supervisor right now. Dude, get the fuck off me!
That's all it took. He said it twice. Get your hands out of your pockets. The guy stubbornly repeated himself like he wanted to win. Get your hands out of your pockets. He tried to repeat himself again. And boom, hands on. Now you're fucked. You're not getting arrested for a good enough reason, right? You're not jury friendly. So now you're going to go to jail and make bail and have to show up to a hearing and go through all this shit. And if you can't be your own lawyer, you're going to have to worry about getting one. If you can't afford one, you're going to put up with the public defenders. All this headache. Even if they go ahead and dismiss case, you know, a month or 6 months later, you're still out all the time. Never mind the discomfort of being arrested in the first place. All right, going to a filthy jail, put in a cage with real violent bad guys who are going to do God knows what at whatever hours. It's not like you can go to sleep. Shitty food. You shouldn't even be eating anyway. You should be on a hunger strike. Like, you don't want to have to go through all that shit if you're not going to burn them with the threat of a jury in both a criminal proceeding and a civilian lawsuit. Alright, so now, once this guy gets arrested, now here come the F-bombs. That's not smart. He's just venting. He obviously has a bunch of pent-up rage and anger toward cops, which does not help you. It only hurts him. Don't be a cop watcher or go out if this is your attitude. You're only going to cause yourself a lot of grief and maybe harm, and you're causing me, a cop watcher, to not want to go out and cop watch if cops are going to get this impression about quote-unquote cop watchers. No thanks. I don't want to be lumped into a category of people like you, dude.
Get the fuck off me, motherfucker! Fucking asshole! Get the fuck off me!
That is a person who is angry. People who are angry are afraid. People who are afraid have fear because they sense a credible threat that they are less than powerful against. You don't want to give anybody the impression that cops have more power than you. You are to maintain control of your emotions. You are to use verbal skills, like the Socratic method of investigation, to cause mockery in their direction and expose the actual reality, the truth, the logic, and ethics behind their propaganda, spin doctoring bullshit. Right? Going off like this does nobody good except the police.
Get the fuck off me right now, motherfucker! Dumbass motherfuckers!
Struggling does no good. Struggling does no good. Let me repeat that. Struggling does no good. Do not resist arrest. There's no point. It doesn't do any good whatsoever under any circumstance. Does struggling and fighting do any good at all? You only hurt yourself and the image of other people who want to be cop watchers. Don't ever do it.
Required, yes. And 10 feet is a made-up rule that you just made up. Nope.
So he edited his own video and cut from when he was super pissed off to where he was in handcuffs on the ground.
If you guys need
We are allowed to
security,
set our own space.
then set up the tape.
We asked you.
Set up
You
the tape.
refused to listen.
Well, set up the tape isn't a good response. You're allowed to create your own workspace according to what statute or code? I'll Google this later. Can you cite it? Or are you just pulling out a vague term like that just to support your position, knowing that lawyers will support it in the future because you won't be around to? You can set up your own space. Does set up your own space come with a certain distance perimeter? Is it written down in any of your statutes and codes? Is it 20 feet? Is it 40 feet? If it's 50 feet? No, it's just according to whatever the officer feels is safe enough at the moment. So if you're going to try and cite your statutes and codes that you have no evidence apply to me, please at least be as specific as possible, which I know doesn't serve you because being vague is most helpful when you're a bribed thug and a legalized felon working for a daddy government.
It was a reasonable request. Nobody said you couldn't film.
Hey, loosen these
but
up,
we
dude.
are allowed to tell you where you can
Hey,
film.
they are. Loosen these up,
so we
dude.
can do our job.
I know. Loosen these up.
No, they're good how they are.
No, they're not. Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna move down a bit for this.
That's the thing about dropping F-bombs like crazy. Cops, if you don't know, if you've never had bracelets around you, there's two settings for handcuffs. One is they just get tighter and tighter and tighter. Like if it clicks another click because you're struggling moving around, it'll stay clicked and they just get tighter and tighter and tighter. They will cut the circulation off to your fucking hands. Right? You can get nerve damage with the tendons that stuff is pressing against. Then they can set them so that they lock in a set position and won't get tighter and tighter and tighter. Handcuffs are medieval torture devices. They could easily make handcuffs have this nice, comfortable strap on it that won't dig into your skin with bare metal. They could easily make those, but they don't, because they use the coercive threat of pain to gain compliance of people who are struggling their bullshit. Alright? If you're dropping F-bombs and cursing out the cops 1 second, then you're going to ask them for a favor to loosen up the cuffs the next? Dude, bear your pain. Alright? You vented, bear your pain. Do not ask those you cursed up and down for a favor.
Hey, I better. The other one too.
See, the guy even did him a favor and loosened the cuffs for him. That was a good
You
move
guys
on the
wonder why
cops'
cops
part.
drop? It's some shit like this, dude.
Well, this is why cops drop? Because of shit like this? Did you mean this is why people kill police?
I don't know what your deal is tonight. You gotta calm down, man. What do you got on his waist?
Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with the cop on the right. I do have a problem with the cop on the left, who went hands outside your pockets, hands on. That was bullshit. That was crossing the line. But the other guy was at least civil, if not honest. Can't expect a cop to be honest. Give me a break.
It's a flashlight, dumbass. Is it? I don't consent to searches or seizures. Cool.
Well, once they go hands on, they're gonna search you. If they're gonna arrest you, they're gonna search you. Make sure you don't carry anything into jail, so good luck on that.
Fucking retard. How's this on? You wanna touch my balls while you're at it, dude? No, I want to touch the balls. You wanna choke me? No. Choke me right here, dude. I'm defenseless. Calm down, man. Fucker.
So now he starts calling them names again once they loosened his handcuffs. Like, this is stupid. If the cops are nice enough after you curse them out to loosen your handcuffs, what are you gonna do? Start insulting them? You've already lost, dude. You can't try to say, well, I'm being filmed, so I gotta be a tough guy. You're not being effective. Alright? Not being effective is weak guy time. Don't try and be a tough guy. You're not pulling this off.
Listen, we had no beef with you. You picked a fight with us.
Dude, I can
You
tell you what
refused
reason
to
I
listen.
cannot figure out,
You
man.
had nothing to do with us. You could have happily filmed over here. You could have had any angle you wanted from over here. That's all we asked.
Of course, cops know they're still being filmed, so they're going to try and say the nice words that show, hey, jury, we're super friendly. This guy was out of control and aggressive, and we just handled it. Now we're the nice guys again. Da-da-da. They don't actually think that. When they go back to their squad car and start talking the truth to each other, they're going to be like, ha ha, high five, man. You nailed that, asshole. I know, I got my knee on the small of his back hard, man. That was great. I elbowed him a little bit in the ribs, too, to try and calm him down. That guy was such a fucking dickhead. High five. Bam. That's what cops do. They don't go through this PC nonsense. Alright, that's it for this one. I might make one more. We'll see. For those who don't like the chipmunk voice, oh well. Slow down the YouTube player to half speed and see if you can pick it up. If you can't, oh well, don't watch it. You know, hey. Learning how to defend yourself verbally in front of police, lawyers, and judges, it ain't all that important.